Two cup finals in 2 years, and you call that embarrassing? Erik Ten Hag has called out to those people who are bashing the manner in which Man United qualified to the FA Cup final as a disgrace. You are the embarrassing ones. The joke is on you, according to Erik Ten Hag. Welcome to the United Hotspot. My name is Webb, and here is the press conference reaction ahead of the return to the Premier League, where we do come to Old Trafford this time to take on the rock bottom Sheffield United with hope that Man United, who are lying 7th with 50 points, 6 games to play, will be able to dispose of a team that is certainly guaranteed of relegation. Well, so the pre-match press conference, as it was supposed to be, was on, and I don't think it was as heated, as interesting I would have thought it would be, but there are interesting comments made by Erik Ten Hag. And let me tell you guys, I've said it time and again that if Erik Ten Hag will be sacked for one reason, it may not even be the lack of results. It might be for his arrogance and the statements he makes at the wrong time. Though, how dare he go out in the media and say that they should be, we should not complain about how we beat Coventry, and he says it with this arrogance to himself. Honestly, yes, it's a win, and they can say a win is a win. That's Erik Ten Hag in his opinion. But honestly, you can't ask fans of Manchester United to be grateful. This is not Arsenal, that you fumble into a cup final and you're celebrating regardless how you perform. We are Manchester United. We're a big club that deserves respect, and we should play like a big club that we are. That statement for me was inappropriate. The way he said it came off extremely wrong. But anyhow, so the pre-match press conference is on, and Man United, Sheffield is going to be a very important game. He said and made it clear that United has got to win every game if we are going to have a chance to play in Europe. He still has hope that we shall be in Europe, and probably the Champions League, because Europe for Man United cannot be the Europa. That cannot be the standard for a manager who is telling us to be grateful for what he has achieved. So yes, he says we can still be in Europe, but we have to win all our games. Now, we've got a weak team that can give us a good bounce back if we do obliterate them. But again, these players have clearly shown they don't want to play for him. He has probably given up on them. He said he met for the first time with Jason Wilcox yesterday. They had a conversation. I wonder what it was about, but I'm hoping that in that conversation they agreed that they're going to overhaul this squad, because the reality is it's not taking us anywhere. But let's get into the team news before we rely a lot on Erik Ten Hag, whose job is being called for now. So let's get into the team news. We might be having some injuries again, because he said he pulled off Alejandro Garnacho because of injury complaints, but he doesn't think it's so big. He said Bruno Fernandes, I think, had an injury to his arm or his hand at some point. He's not sure, but he doesn't think it's so serious, so he should be able to be available. So is Scott McTominay. That is according to the boss, Erik Ten Hag. So those are the three players who might be doubted, and I hope not, but it's possible that one of them might drop off at the 11th hour, and we don't see them in the squad. That's United. That's the story of United lately, anyway. So let's wait and see what happens. But regardless, I mean, it's Sheffield United. I'm sure even the third 11 of Man United or the academy team should be able to beat Sheffield. But anyway, the academy team might even be better than the senior team. So I don't know. But anyhow, so that's the team news according to the boss, Erik Ten Hag. So I'm expecting some changes to be made to that team. I'm expecting a little bit of changes in the team. Maybe Alejandro Garnacho could not start, for example, or maybe Scott McTominay, who many of you do not appreciate. Never mind him scoring the first goal in that game where we led comfortably and capitulated in 20 minutes. But he's an important player, if you ask me. At this point in the season, we need his heart. His heart for the team is so important. It's not the skills that we need. It's, for me, mostly the heart he has got for Manchester United that we need. But so that's where we are. So Erik Ten Hag has made it clear, that we should be grateful for what he has achieved as Manchester United manager. Now, away from that and the achievements or lack of them that he has had at Manchester United, Ten Hag seems to be oozing with confidence in terms of how long he's going to be at Manchester United, in terms of how much Ineos is willing to work with him. It seems to be there's something that is there is a confidence that he has that sort of, I think, confuses even these legends of the club who think they know what's going on within the club. He speaks with a lot of confidence, even when he's defending his players. The confidence and arrogance he speaks with is of a manager who is assured of his job. He was asked about Anthony's reaction to the win, the way he attacked the fans of Coventry, and he quickly, again, of course, Erik Ten Hag will die for Anthony, will throw his body on the line for Anthony. And he said, he was provoked by these players. He said, did you see how Maguire responded? Maybe you didn't see the provocation and all. So the thing is, this guy will never accept a wrong. There is that about him that I don't think is right. And with all his positives, and with the fact that yes, we all know he should be there. There is a little bit of there are a few things that perhaps Ineos need to work on him to make him a better manager for Manchester United, because we are at a stage where we need the manager, the whole Ineos team to get the fans behind them, get the fans on board. Now, you don't get the fans on board by speaking with arrogance, even after such a humiliating display. You don't get the fans on board as manager, really, to come out by coming out there and you're speaking with that arrogance after such a below par performance, after such a humiliating performance. You've got to respect these fans to some extent. That's the least you can do. You've got to respect the fans in a way if you're going to get them behind you. My feeling is these last days, Erik Ten Hag is beginning to sound overly arrogant, and he will lose even the fans that who have been backing him because of that. Because the backing is not entirely because he's so great. The backing is because we know that yes, he has shown he has got potential. He has at least come out, to show some bit of character, but mostly because we know that there are so many poor players who need to take the blame more before we get to the manager, because we've sacked so many managers. So Erik Ten Hag gets full of himself, forgetting that his backing is not entirely for his performances on the pitch. It's not entirely for there is sympathy. There is a lot around his backing. So if he doesn't see that and gets arrogant the way he is beginning to be, for me it's wrong, because the statements he's beginning to consistently make in the media, honestly, are not endearing at all. They are not endearing him to anyone at all. In any case, they are pushing away the same people who should have been backing him. He may not care about it, but this is Man United. The fans, and Sir Jim Ratcliffe put it the moment he came in, the fans own this club. The Manchester United supporters own this club, because I'll tell you, we are so loyal fans, but at some point when you get to our nerves, we can boycott these games because of the manager. So Ten Hag has got to know that. That's one area I'm thinking for me, Ineos can help him with, to calm down, calm his ego, and be able to to relate, to associate more with the fans, to reason with the fans, to speak with a bit of. And I know the way he speaks, again, he's arrogant. That's him, but also it's a thing of frustration, being tired. I think he's at a point where he says, whatever happens, I don't care. But I'll tell you, there are reports suggesting that Ineos have made their decision on him. Many think it is tending towards sacking him. Yeah. So it matters, really. It matters how he carries himself. And mostly the reason he could be sacked is not the footballing, like I said. It is how he relates with the supporters. That is so important. He's beginning to lose it so badly with his statements. So let's hope it doesn't happen. It doesn't head so bad for him. But that said, United Sheffield, I will not even dwell a lot on that game. I'm sure this is a team we should win. I'm hoping the dressing room gets back together. We are told that he just he gave them a proper hair dryer treatment after that Coventry game. You would wonder why he would give his players a hair dryer treatment if he felt they performed well, telling fans to be grateful. But that said, we've got to move on. That's behind us now. We're in the FA Cup final, which I think we shall win, by the way. So we need to move on now and focus on what's ahead, finishing in the top 4 in the Premier League, if it's even still possible. My name is Webb. This is the United Sport. Subscribe, and I'll catch you later.